Hey, so firstly, I started her noise a little bit again yesterday, so I wore this again. Um, I am taking a little trip with some family. We're going down to a family that's going to a conference in New York, so we're going to hang out in their hotel for free. Woo woo. So we're going to take a trip down there. Not sure if I'll be back in time on Sunday. Might come back Saturday. Probably coming back Sunday though, and will not be around 4 p.m. Eastern. So I've had a couple times where I was really busy and I, you know, was inclined to not have the hangout, and I went ahead and had it anyway. I really want to try to go ahead and it's like, okay, put some time aside for that. I think that's cool. I want to do it, and also there's a part of like, well, you know, if I feel I'm busy and have something else to do, I mean, there's a consistency, right? So that other people can also rely on that. So yeah, but I won't be around. So and I'll try when to make the video. I'm gonna take off here in a second. I was also thinking, let me leave you with a couple thoughts. One thing is I want to say again, both Hyperidae and Mayhem seem to have this idea, and Vic also. It's like when I'm talking about the role quantum mechanics might have in the brain. It's always like, oh well, it's supposed to get you some magic or some shortcut, and it's like, no. Let me reiterate. What you see is what you get. Bag of salts, walking around. That's already plenty magical enough for me. Really, no matter what we explain our thought processes with, however we understand them, yeah, we might be able to tweak some performance as a result. But I doubt you'd see any higher performance in what people already pull off because they're already using this brain. This is already going on, right? So it's a matter of explaining things, and I've gone through a lot of things in my life explaining various things. And when I was younger, what if the brain's an antenna? What if, what if, and what if, and what would it behave like? And the thing is, it just occurred to me that it would be this emotional processing. I think a quantum computer just would take this gestalt impression of things and just speculation in that regard based on not having this confidence that a Turing machine can ever simulate um, a brain, which I used to think it would be able to. And from programming for years and years and thinking about it, I think so. Now, there's certain, because it is a Turing machine, there's certain inductive arguments that you can make. Okay, the other thing I was going to say about was a little comment on Econovod and in general. Um, in Hangout, he was talking about there not being a real distinction of life or not life. And the thing is, uh, I think you could get confused. I'm on the skeptic side of things, but I think we on the skeptic side um, can sometimes get confused about things like this because, yes, we make the distinction. I was asking him, how did we? I really think all of you should think about this question about how do we, how were we able to tell what was alive when we were looking at microscopes and finding tinier bits of light than we ever knew existed? How do we know they were alive? Just from looking at them. Yeah. Um, but anyway, when you notice something like that, and then Anaconabad, rightly says, well, human mind's inventing this category. Well, yeah, invention and discovery are interesting concepts, which is which, and if they're really different, is a difficult thing. But I just wanted to put this out there. So red and blue and green are also inventions of the brain. We know that. It's easy to picture how they are. They got physical bits of stuff. They hit a detector that's part of our neurology. Assigns a little color. Somehow, it's just kind of taking notes. You know, it's like, oh, that kind of photon, we'll call that red, right? We invented those. There still is a difference between red and blue. Okay, so we invented this category of what we call life or not. We invented the attitudes we have about it, and all the frameworks, metaphors that we use to think about it. And no doubt there's lots of mistakes in that. However, blue and green are still different. There's a real distinction there. Our inventions that we use to notice and take note of the distinction, they're inventions of ours like a hammer and a nail. But there is a distinction. That's not an argument that there wouldn't be a distinction between red and blue. There is. And there is a distinction between life and not life in a similar sense. There's a physical difference. And finally, I just want to say I think a lot of these problems is I'm getting what I'm saying, some of these seem vastly different ideas come together. I think, well, I'll leave that for later, but because I did just come to say, my apologies. I probably won't be around to have the hangout. If I do come back Saturday, I probably will if I'm here at home. So anyway, take it easy.